Weren't you just...
I think she just defied the laws of physics.
Sorry, you'd be amazed how many times a day I have to do that. Things tend to be hectic here.
Doesn't bother us a bit. Sam and Max, consummate professional actors, reporting for duty.
You said duty, Sam.
I knew you guys were right for this show.
Speaking of which, could you perhaps explain the show a bit?
Okay, here's the drill. On Midtown Cowboys, you play a pair of cattle ranchers trying to raise a herd in an apartment in Manhattan.
My Uncle Ernie did that, except it was pigs. And not in an apartment.
I only see one cow.
It's a small herd. You're struggling, okay?
Okay.
You've got this landlord, Mr. Featherly, who has a very strict no cows policy.
Devilishly inconvenient.
I begin to see from whence the hilarity sprouts.
Yes, Featherly is always barging in, and you try to hide the fact that you have a cow in the apartment. Lots of sight gags, usually something gross winds up happening. Simple enough?
Great. Where's the script?
Well, there's a slight hitch. The cow ate most of the script, so you're going to have to ad-lib the show.
Ad-lib?
Yes, make it up as you go. Improvise.
Well, I guess our regular life has given us plenty of practice.
Don't worry, you'll be working with Philo Pennyworth, who plays Featherly. He's a brilliant actor, classically trained, Globe Theater and all that. Just set him up to do something funny and he'll handle it from there.
Check. Anything else?
Actually, yes. We did save one line from the script, and it's really important to work it in, because it's the product placement that pays for the whole show. One of you will have to say the line.
Me, pick me!
All right, Max, your line is this. Better get the serious toothpaste.
I like it already.
There's a lot to learn with this TV business. Give me the lowdown on the show one more time.
Midtown Cowboys is about two cattle ranchers raising a herd in a Manhattan apartment that has a strict no-cows policy. Your basic visual hijinks and occasional gross-out humor ensue as they concoct elaborate ruses to keep their cow hidden from their landlord, Mr. Featherly.
Remind me what that charmingly peculiar line was that you wanted Max to say?
Better get the serious toothpaste.
Oh, yeah. I'm a little confused. What does toothpaste have to do with cows?
The Serious Toothpaste Company sponsors the show, that's what. So we've got to find a way to use that line.
Every episode?
Every scene.
Can we take 5?
The Screen Actors Guild will break my knuckles if I say no, so go ahead.
Could you make head or tail out of what that director said?
That would leave me with 2. But I think what we're supposed to do is try to set up that other guy, Pennyworth, to do something that's both funny and gross and somehow relates to toothpaste.
Let's go.
Okay.
We're as ready as we're ever gonna be. Let's start taping the show.
Okay, now remember, your landlord's at the door, and you don't want him to know you've got a cow in there. Ready? Action!
They're probably hiding a cow.
Open up in there! I know you're hiding a cow!
Quick, do something funny.
Hey, comedy's hard work.
Hey!
Try saying your line now.
Oh, better get the serious toothpaste.
No, cut! You've got to work that line in when there's a reason! Let's get the set back the way it was.
Let's have a try at the scene.
I'm game. You tell the director. I find her a little scary.
Let's have another go at...
Okay, now remember, your landlord's at the door, and you don't want him to know you've got a cow in there. Ready? Action!
They're probably hiding a cow.
Open up in there! I know you're hiding a cow! All right, I know you've got a...
Oh, for pity's sake! This will never work if you're not even going to try to disguise the cow!
Cut!
Amateurs!
I don't think cows are in season. I don't want to make anybody mad. Unless there's a reason, or it seems fun.
I know you've got a... Well, who's your guest, boys?
It's jolly old St. Nick.
It is? Oh, Santa! I want a new semi-automatic pistol with armor-piercing bullets, laser scope, and a picture of Jennifer Lopez engraved on the handle.
It's not really Santa Claus, butthead. We're shooting a TV show, remember?
Cut!
Please don't say cut. That's my job.
How am I expected to create art if you're not even going to try to perpetuate the farce?
He's right, guys. You can do better than that. Let's get the set back the way it was.
I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, Colonel Sanders.
Oh, Colonel Sanders?
What?
Cut.
Oh, no. You've gone entirely too far. Comedy is comedy, but this is monstrous.
Sorry, I wasn't thinking.
Let's get the set back the way it was.
This is a cow, hastily decorated with some shaving cream I happen to have in my pocket.
Who knew shaving cream was such an important theatrical tool?
Cut!
This is my octogenarian uncle, Griswold, a retired chimney sweep from lower Nebraska.
Now he travels the world chasing cyclones in a mobile home.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm something of a Twister buff myself, ever since I saw The Wizard of Oz when I was a boy.
What should we do now?
Try and set something up so I can say my line about the toothpaste.
This isn't that kind of show. This is a funny show, not a sad one.
At least in theory.
Care for a shave, Mr. Featherly?
Well, shaving doesn't work too well on my skin, unfortunately.
Hey, bossy.
Bossy. That's a funny name.
Pretty ingenious disguise, eh?
What the... First you disguise the cow, then you tell me about it? Cut!
Have you heard the one about the 3 firemen and the football?
Please. This isn't that sort of a show. Save it for Myra.
Better get the serious toothpaste.
Hey, that's my line!
Oh, cut!
Hey!
I'm afraid you've delivered the sponsor's line at a comically inopportune moment. Wait for me to do something that might call for that line to be said.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry, what was that you said?
She said moo.
Cows do that.
Oh, for cut!
He said moo.
Philosophical musing on the deeper meanings of the shallower things.
I see.
I'm sorry, I'm just not sure where we're going with this. Can we start again?
Cut!
He said mood, meaning, He said moon.
As in, the cow jumped over thee. Whoops.
Cut.
Please try to remember that your characters are attempting to hide the true nature of the cow.
He said meow. Uncle Griswold thinks he's a cat.
He's awful big for a cat.
Just be thankful he's not in heat.
Uh-huh.
He said moolah.
Well, I never.
Never?
Ever?
I know
Goodness,
you're
who left
hiding a
this lying
cow.
here? Okay, now don't move.
Or moo either.
Aha! I know you've got a... Well, who's your guest, boys?
This is Saint Okefenokee, patron saint of landlords.
You can tell by the rinky-dink halo.
Saint of landlords? Well, maybe you can give me some help. You see, I've got these tenants down in 2C who sublet their bathtub to the U.S. Navy, see, and...
Saint Okefenokee pronounces his blessing upon you.
You shall have many tenants who shall shower you with green and not keep cows in the apartments.
And no tenants who shall shower with cows and keep you in the green apartments.
And hardly any green tenants who keep cows from showering you with apartments.
This is one of the famous Flying Bimini brothers. circus performers extraordinaire.
We're getting some tips on how to spin plates on our heads, so we can keep all our gun hands free at parties.
Oh, the circus, eh? I went to the circus once as a boy. There was a man there who had two heads. Only one of them looked like a giraffe, see? And
He said moves. I think he'd like you to comment on his unique brand of stationary acrobatics.
His movements are so subtle, it's almost as though he's standing still.
This is Madame Flossie from the Guernsey Finishing School for Girls of Questionable Prospect.
We're taking lessons in poise and pretentious diction.
Now, just one moment. Proper diction is not a subject for comedy.
Cut!
It's a cow with a plate on its skull.
I've got one in my skull, but that's a different story.
Cut!
I know you're
Let there be
hiding a
light.
cow.
There we go. Life of the party.
Aha! I know you've got a... Well, well, well. Who's your guest, boys?
Surely you recognize Abraham Lincoln, talented tap dancer and 16th President of the United States?
His hat fell into a bucket of bleach this morning.
My goodness, President Lincoln? I didn't even know you were still alive. You know, I had an excellent idea for the redesign of the penny I'd like to tell you about.
Mr. Lincoln was just reciting his latest speech, a revision of the Gettysburg Address intended for the minuscule attention spans of the modern audience.
Could you repeat everything you said after Mr. Lincoln? I kind of drifted off.
This is the Crown Prince of Upper Thrombosis, here in the U.S. on a fact-finding tour.
Note his excellent ceremonial headgear.
A prince? Golly gosh, I don't think I've ever met a real-life prince before. Of course, I am descended from royalty myself. On my mother's cousin's side, it was the back in the...
That's how they say goodbye in thrombosis.
It's also how they say, bring me a pot of scorched grasshopper thoraxes, but that's probably not what he means this time.
I see. Well, goodbye then.
It's the cow we've been raising here in the apartment with a lampshade on its head.
We put it on there to fool you into thinking the cow was someone else.
Cut!
This is the French chef we hired to satisfy our inexplicable, insatiable craving for omelets and duck à l'orange.
And frog's legs. I like mine extra crispy.
Oh, a French chef, eh? I love French bread and French fries. I went to Gay Paris one time myself, you know. It was back in my army days. I'm sorry, what was that you said?
He said Camus. It's a very short French tone poem entitled The Pen of My Aunt is on the Dresser of My Uncle.
Except in French.
Yes. He said Mou Gou Gai Pan. It's a French dish the chef has just made.
Whoa, super! I'll try some of that. Where's the plate?
For heaven's sake, I can't possibly reach it all the way up there. Work with me, people.
Cut!
Say, what's this? I'm sorry, what was that you said?
He said Mou Gou Gai Pan. It's a French dish the chef has just made.
Whoa, super! I'll try some of that. Where's the plate?
I can't help but feel this is all terribly wrong somehow.
Aha! Interesting.
That's one word for it.
There's a familiar flavor. Fennel, maybe?
Kentucky bluegrass, I think.
This moo-moo whatever stuff is really good. What's it called in English?
Cow pie!
Really? Well, that's funny. It sounds just like...
Now? Better get the serious toothpaste.
Zoom in and cut.
Phew.
That was comic gold. The network is going to love it.
Naturally. I'll be in my dressing room refreshing my muse. Don't call me for at least an hour.
Nice work, you guys. Here's a clip for your reel.
Thanks.
Let's get the set back the way it was.
What do you want to do now that we're big shot TV stars?
Let's destroy our promising careers with a staggering cyclone of self-absorption and hedonism. Or we could try to get on the Myra show. That would be fun too.
This place kind of reminds me of my college apartment.
Haphazardly decorated with unfortunately colored dumpster recoveries?
I think it's mainly the missing wall. You know what's wrong with television today?
There's no reality show where public officials are forced to eat bugs for their corrupt misdeeds?
It's like you can read my mind. Let's go.
Okay.